Chapter 8. Ashim Kstav. Shubham and Abhinav were once again back in the library. This time the discussion was not about trying to find out who the hacker was, but about what the four colored lines pointed towards. Pink, green, green. Red, Abhinav said, his tone a bit different than usual. Can this mean something? Shubham asked, snapping his fingers. Both were sitting across from each other at the table with the defective phone in between, and it was getting super intense. It must. What do we have associated with colors? Abhinav questioned rather curiously. Their wavelengths or frequencies, Shubham replied spontaneously. Abhinav typed something on his tab and said, the wavelength of, let's say, a green color is about 495 to 570 nanometers. Does this make sense? This is a range of numbers. We must be specific. Shubham was adamant. If it must be a digit, how can we generate a digit using colors? Ruling out the wave properties, what is it that the colors suggest? A person would not make it difficult for his target to interpret his message, let alone confuse him with data that is too ambiguous to work with in the first place. Think about a simpler correlation. It can't be a Morse code. There are no dots and dashes, Abhinav said. He wondered what would make things work. Gematria, he blurted out after a minute-long silence. What is that? Shubham had no idea about it. Think of every letter in a word as having a numerical value. If you assign a specific number to each letter and add them all up, you get a total score for the word itself. It turns any word into a specific, definite number. So, we will have to make a word-to-digit conversion for pink, green, green, and red. Shubham was impressed but not convinced. Will this work? He asked tentatively. Let's do the calculations, Abhinav said as he opened the tab's digital whiteboard. He took out the stylus and started to write relations. We have a total of 8 unique words in all the 4 colors, P-I-N-K-G-R-E-D. In the number system starting from A equals 1, we have P equals 16, I equals 9, N equals 14, K equals 11, G equals 7, R equals 18, E equals 5, D equals 4. Continued. Pink will sum to be 50. Similarly, green will be 49, repeated twice, and red will be 27, Shubham added, identifying the sums in his head. Abhinav smiled and wrote the 4 number on the whiteboard. Shubham grabbed a chair and sat down next to Abhinav. What do we see now? 50, 49, 49, 27, Abhinav said as he circled the 4 numbers. Looking sideways at Shubham, he asked, do you understand anything? Each color has a number now, if we read them separately. Wait, is this an IP address? Shubham said when he put dots between each number. Let me check this particular IP address on the internet, Abhinav said as he opened Chrome. This IP address points toward a connection handled by Frontier Communications. This looks like some major internet service provider, ISP, in the United States. Why would this organization target my phone? Does it make any sense? Shubham felt more confused than before. Wait, if not this, then wait, we take it in pairs, Abhinav emphasized. What do you mean? Shubham asked. We take the first 2 numbers and then the last 2 numbers separately and put a dot between each pair. What does that give us? 50.49 and 49.27, Shubham said, shrugging. That can be a geolocation, Shubham, Abhinav said enthusiastically. But first it needs to be in its proper form. After doing some conversions, Abhinav got the exact latitude and longitude. The coordinates are 50 degrees, 29 minutes, 24 seconds north, and 49 degrees, 16 minutes, 12 seconds east. Search it on Google Earth, Shubham suggested. Abhinav copied the coordinates and opened Google Earth. He clicked the search button immediately. The globe moved around, and then the red pin cursor locked onto the coordinates and then zoomed in. It was a brown, rocky landscape with irregular circular spots like moon craters. The land looked burnt. Ashim Kstav, Shubham said, as he read the suggestion bar in the upper right corner of the screen. This is Kazakhstan, Abhinav said, and this looks like a desert. They were looking at an ocean of pale brown scrubland. This is all bullshit. Abhinav put the cover on the tab. There are so many places and things this could point towards, we are just spinning our wheels. Shubham stood up and took a long breath. He finally picked up his faulty phone from the table. I need to wait, he said. He was now back home, and without wasting any time, he went to open his desktop. He ran a few searches and tried to decipher the message behind the colors using some different approach. But all the results were nonsensical. He clenched his hair in frustration, pushed the chair back hard from the desk, and stared at the ceiling. You got a parcel, his sister said from behind him. He came back to his normal sitting position and stared at her, feeling bewildered. Parcel? Yeah, we found it on the door. Your name and address were written on the cover, she said. Show it to me, Shubham said. She brought a well-packaged rectangular parcel. It felt heavy. Shubham read his name and address, which were written in some strange font. His sister went away to do her drawing. Shubham put the parcel in front of him on the desktop table and started removing its charcoal black cover tape. He took out the safety foam and saw a white box inside. Something was written in the middle. Model 1Z1. He read the words in his head. When he opened the white box cover, he found a device inside. He took it out and held it in his hands. It rested comfortably in his palm, and it looked different. It had precision milled edges, and the screen had hexagonal geometry. What is this device? He thought, as he turned the device in the air, examining it from all angles. The screen lit up automatically. It was a single symbol that lit with a white glow. It was the pi that he remembered learning in his geometry classes. He searched for more items inside the box, and yes, there was something else that he found right underneath where the device lay. It was a ticket, a printed e-ticket. He read what was written in it. Flight 1, Air Astana, KC 908. He read more details. There were 2 flights. Flight 2, Air Astana, KC 851. The first flight departed from Terminal 3 of New Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport just 4 days later at 11:35 in the morning. It was scheduled to land at Almaty International Airport later that same afternoon at 3:55. From there, a domestic connection departed at 6:20 p.m., finally arriving at Uralsk Airport at 8:30 that night. The status for both flights was fully confirmed. At first, he couldn't understand what this was all about, but when he looked up Almaty International Airport, the world seemed to stop. It was in Kazakhstan. That meant the second flight was taking him straight into the remote West Kazakhstan region, closer to the place where the coordinates were. He rubbed his eyes. He again looked at the tickets. They were real. If you like this chapter, do like, subscribe, and comment. Next chapter coming up soon, Chapter 9, Preparation.